Hey guys, it's Brandon from Heart's Journey Coaching. Now, before I actually go into what I want to talk about today, I want to actually cover a rather important announcement. If you haven't been looking at my blog or my newsletter or anything like that, you might not know that I am currently in the middle of releasing a book. It's called How to Quit Mac and Cheese, A Guide to Stress Elimination. And I just want to let you guys know about it because it's going to be out soon. It's going to be out on April 11th. And I just want to get the word out to you guys and stay tuned. I'm going to be starting to have announcements about how to possibly get, how to pre-order it, and maybe even get a preview chapter where you can see kind of what some of the stuff is. And it's a very good book. It's great. It talks all about how to really remove stress at its core, how to actually change your lifestyle so that you don't have stress as a factor, and how to do that successfully. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get back to our real topic. So now that we talked about that, I really want to get onto our main topic, which is I want to talk about another form of social stress. I want to talk about specifically introversion and extroversion, and specifically some of the misconceptions around these two terms. A lot of people assume that you're either an introvert or you're an extrovert, that it's a binary, you're one or the other. And it's not even remotely like that. Not only can you be in between those two, you can be what some people refer to as an ambivert, where you have some introverted traits and some extroverted traits. Most people have some combination of traits from both groups. So you'll have someone who is an extrovert. They do tend to think more outwardly, and they might be more sociable. They might get more energy from being social, but they may still have some introverted traits. They might be shy. They might enjoy spending long hours at home. They might enjoy deep conversations about themselves and what's going on with them internally. So you can have these people where they're predominantly one trait, but they're going to have qualities of the other. And where this comes into play, as far as we're concerned, is people gain or lose energy from social interactions. And you might have a misconception that, oh, I'm an extrovert, going out and meeting people should be giving me energy. And then when you do that, you discover that you're constantly exhausted and stressed out. And this is because you might have some introverted traits coming into play here. Likewise, as an introvert, you might spend a lot of time at home and you find that they're relaxing, but you find after doing a certain amount, you get actually anxious and you start feeling unpleasant and overwhelmed and stressed that way. That's something I have sometimes. That is another case where you actually have some extroverted traits where you actually need to go out and see people to keep your stress levels down. So what I recommend for people is to actually take some time and mentally track when they gain energy and when they lose energy in their day-to-day life socially. So pay attention. If you're at home by yourself, do you tend to feel revitalized or do you feel exhausted? Do you find yourself very anxious, wanting to get out, or are you happy being at home? Is there certain activities that cause that effect, where maybe you won't get anxious and want to get out if you're watching a movie, but if you're reading a book, you can't stand it. Likewise, if you're an extrovert, more of an extrovert, you want to pay attention to what social interactions give you energy. For example, I tend to be a little bit half introvert, half extrovert, and for me, if I go and I socialize with someone that I'm really good friends with, that is great. I feel incredibly energized. I feel awesome. I'm a lot happier and life is just amazing. But if you throw me into a group of strangers or put me in a situation where I don't know people as well, I will get drained very quickly. And so you want to look at that, pay attention to social events. After every social event you go to, take some time and sit down and reflect on how exhausted you are from that. Do you feel energized or do you feel pooped? And through knowing this, you can just kind of get more and more of an idea of what your natural rhythm is socially. And once you kind of have that rhythm, the next thing is just to give yourself permission to say no to activities that actually cause you stress. So if sitting at home alone reading is something that causes you stress, giving yourself permission that, okay, I'm not a bookworm, that's not my thing. By giving yourself permission to just accept that that's not who you are, you relieve actually a lot of social tension that you might be experiencing. Likewise, if you think you're an extrovert and then you discover, like me, that when you go out and you socialize with people you don't know, it's actually very exhausting and stressful, and that's just part of your personality, then you learned, okay, then that's not the way I need to meet people. And so, for example, in my case, I've learned to, if I want to go meet people, I need to either meet them through friends I already know, or to do it in very structured activities where I don't necessarily have to make that small talk, which is what really drains me. So anyway, this is just something, again, that I wanted to share with you guys and for you to explore. Take some time, think about, what does your social life look like? What exhausts you? What gives you energy? And start actually intentionally crafting your life around that. Try to get more things in your life that energize you and get you moving and get you feeling good, and remove the things that are going to just drain you and exhaust you. The last thing you want to do is be living a life where you're filled with social obligations that just completely burn you out, or a life where you're expected to sit at home and be reading books and you can't stand it. So yeah, that's basically it, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Take care.